Hey, gun people, say it ain't so. Another person is saying he was unjustly pulled out of his car. And he was profiled. And it was the cop's fault. And he didn't do nothing. Alright, let's take a look at the video. Now remember, the community is all upset because this officer used too much force. And they're just making up that the only reason he stopped him was because there was 4 black people in the car. So let's see what the video shows.
Get out of the vehicle now. Get out of the car. Get out.
To another traffic stop triggering controversy and now talk of a lawsuit. We first showed you cell phone video of the confrontation between a driver and a Bordentown, New Jersey police sergeant last night at 11, but now we're seeing it from a different...
This guy's hand control is just weak. I mean, he's not using any type of... Should have went to a bar arm and then to a... when he bent his arm, pushed down his elbow, he pulled him out of there in 2 seconds. But he's not proficient. Like most cops, they get it in academy and they never practice it again, and then they wonder why it doesn't work. And then they end up resorting to tasers or batons or something else. But this cop does not use excessive force by no means.
Different perspective. Today, the department released dash cam video of Wednesday's traffic stop. Police say what happened was lawful.
Get out of the car now. Get out of the...
Bordentown police say it would never have escalated to this point if driver Abdul Qaida had simply shown his ID.
Abdul Qaida? Heptida? Man, I'm going to butcher that name. How do you say that name?
And stepped out of the car. Have escalated to this point if driver Abdul Qaida had simply shown his ID and stepped out of the car. But Qaida says he was too scared to get out. He asked his passenger to keep recording on his cell phone, saying he feared what might happen next during this encounter.
So that's all you need now to fight is, I was scared of the cops. I mean, there's some justification that the way cops are acting, people probably should be scared of them. But it's not going to fly in court. This guy's going to lose, and he may get an attorney, but I don't think he's going to get an attorney that'll take his case unless he ponies up some money, because the attorney's going to know he's going to lose.
With Bordentown Police Sergeant Vincent Bernotis.
And I asked you, why did you pull me over? You didn't tell me why did you pull me over.
I'm going to tell you now. You're under arrest. Get out of the car.
Qaida's hired an attorney.
Notice they don't show any of the previous interaction I got to here. They only show this. More left-wing, mindless media to push the agenda for non-thinking people who just believe that the media somehow tells them the truth. The media couldn't tell you the truth, they stumbled on it.
And claims the officer not only became too aggressive, but also profiled him and his 3 black passengers, something we asked the township's mayor about.
With all of the things that are going on around the country, I've made it quite clear, and I know the police commissioner has, that we would make sure that our police officers are doing whatever is appropriate.
Police say the driver was defiant. They claim the sergeant asked him 20 times to simply exit the car.
Excessive force. The cop asked him 20 times. Yeah, okay.
Police say Qaida was pulled over for a broken
tail light? That's pretty broken tail light. But Rick, that's so minor. Why? It's a violation. And it's not even the only violation. There's more.
Tail light and an out-of-state license plate that didn't...
Rick, you can't go get somebody because of out of state. The plate didn't come back on file. It says dealer. The plate was stolen, I guarantee you. It wasn't in a system. So he had an out-of-state stolen plate and a broken tail light, and they want to get an attorney because the only reason they stopped him is because there was 4 black people in the car. When are people going to get tired of this BS?
Over for a broken taillight and an out-of-state license plate that didn't show up in the system. We spoke with retired police officer Peter Alfanito, who's an attorney and head of the Burlington County Fraternal Order of Police. He says Bernotis did not use excessive force.
Not at all. He used a arm drag, which is a legal force. There was no punching, there was no kicking, there was no chemical mace. He used the force necessary to effect an arrest.
Notice
says
the
he
tape
was
stops.
too scared to get out.
Notice the tape stops as soon as he gets out of the car because there's no more force used, and they're only making the tugging, which I call the resistive actions of the suspect, cause this whole incident. They're only showing that part. They don't show as soon as he gets out of the car, He puts the cuffs on him and it's over. This is nowhere near excessive force.
He asked his passenger to keep recording on his cell phone, saying he feared what might happen in Burlington County Fraternal Order of Police. He says Bernotis did not use excessive force.
Not at all. He used a arm drag, which is a legal force. There was no punching, there was no kicking, there was no chemical mace. He used the force necessary to
And it
effect
ends
an
as soon as he
arrest.
gets out. Oh, where'd the video go? Gee. The only video we see is where the cops pulling on a poor man in a car just because there's 4 black people in there. All right, you freaking idiots that believe this, keep on believing. There's gold at the bottom of your toilet. Don't tell them I told you. You try to go in there and drown, freaking idiot. All right, we'll end out there.